Hello. Hello. Let me switch the chat. There we go. Welcome to Late Night Book Club. Hello. Hello. How is everyone? It's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. All right. So, hey, Heather. I was gonna thinking of texting you to remind you, but I was like, I didn't want to I don't know. I felt kind of I don't know. I was like, so I didn't. But I'm glad you remembered. Hey, Tangerine! Yay! So now you're awake for this one. It was only 2 minutes ago. Yeah, I just started, so. So, yeah, late night. Should we 10 right I'm awake and outside having a bonfire. Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds really nice. Do you do marshmallows? It's good bonfire weather. So yeah, it's still kind of hot here, but it's cooling down and everything. So you guys want to jump into it, or yeah? So this is, what are we on? Kind of hot here too. Yeah, Heather, I guess we have probably similar weather. So it's gonna go down to the 40s in the lows for us, and then it'll go into the 70s, and that's Fahrenheit. So I'm listening while enjoying outside time. That's awesome. I'm thinking about you outside. So, and everything. I like fires. That's really nice. I like having a wood stove. I grew up with a wood stove, but so one day we'll have another wood stove, and so it's just really nice, the smell of the wood and everything else. So okay, so what are we on? 25, episode 25. Woohoo! Of our journey through Healing Wise. And we're gonna pick a herb to study today because we have 3 left. But first I'm going to read the end of the scientific tradition. So just find my so we are on page 69. Haha. Very sexy page. And we're talking about get fixed fast with active ingredients. Hi, Fancy. Hello. Glad you could join us tonight. We're doing a little different time. Yeah. So, and probably next week will be the same. But I think it'll definitely flip-flop. But now we can get some late night people to join in, and I think that's really good. So, not everyone can make 11 a.m., or at least, a daytime live, so during the weekday. Okay, so get fixed fast with active ingredients. The best way to get fixed is to get fixed fast. The active ingredient is the one with the power to fix fast. The active ingredient is the one that does the real work. The active particle is the one that matters. Doing is more important than being in the scientific tradition. So we all know what an active ingredient is, right? What's an active ingredient? Can someone define active ingredient? You know, it's like a catchphrase that you hear all the time. The one that does the work. Yes, Heather, correct. The one that's supposed to, the important, yes, tangerine, the major one, right, the important one. Yes, exactly. That is what the active ingredient is supposed to be. That's the theory, that there's one ingredient in like a whole Bismol and the Pepto. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, exactly. Heather says, I'm taking notes with my new pencil. Ooh, what kind of pencils what kind of pencils do you get? It gets chemistry balance. Hey, Artsy Girl Marilyn. Hello, welcome. Glad you can make it tonight. We're doing this at night for a change. Hi, Karen. Hello, welcome back. Heather says, it's a 2-foot long pencil. Wait, how do you write with that? Because it's like, I can't do 2 feet. It sounds awesome though. So, yeah. Carefully. Oh, I guess so. Karen, the phrase describes the herbal actions. Yeah. Yeah. It's the one that's like it's like the one you notice. So a present for Tangerine, that's awesome. Heather, I need a picture of you ready with it. Me too, Heather. You have to have a picture. You have to post it on Facebook so we can all see it. So yes. So right, that's what an active ingredient is. It's the one important ingredient in all the ingredients. That's what it's supposed to be anyway. And there are different theories, but this is the one that the scientific tradition subscribes to. The other one is the, which you guys know, the whole plant medicine theory, where all of the ingredients and parts of the plants work in the synergy. So they work together to make the action of the plant. And you can't single one out. It doesn't work without the others. So that are the 2 theories that we are talking about. Karen said it can also refer to combined constituents that have an action in the body. Okay, yeah. So it could be several active ingredients are considered the active ingredient. Oh. Oh, he's too slow. That's okay. That's okay. We're all... And sometimes I don't remember what I've said either. So... all right. So... active ingredients in plants make plants dangerous from the perspective of the scientific tradition. Any plant may have an active ingredient. Active constituents of plants are potential drugs. Drugs can kill, which, can. My herbal teacher, and this is something that, like, you guys, the concept you heard of is it's all about the dosing. So like a poison, like that's what makes it a poison or a medicine, like how much you dose, like how much you take of the herb or the maybe the drug here. So herbalists in the scientific tradition, sometimes known as experts in pharmacology, can concern themselves primarily with identifying and measuring plants' active constituents: tannins, terpenes, steroids, saponins, essential oils, and alkaloids. So those are some of the words you may have heard around the herbal world, and they're all like pharmacology, yes. But this is the word she wrote, so I think it's probably a different. Again, Susun Weed just tripping me up with her words. Yeah. Pharmacology. Don't know, but that is the word she was trying to say, or I was trying to say. She was writing, I was trying to say it. I meant growing your own herbs, etc. to treat yourself. I think I missed something, Heather. The farm, yeah, which is what you do with your garden, and you make stuff from your plants and everything else. So, let's see. Oh yeah, so these are like terpenes. You hear terpenes especially with CBD, or our friend marijuana. Karen says Kalnoski. I'm butchering that. Refers to the understanding of pharmacological actions. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's taking a step further and talking about the actions, which is what we're talking about. Okay, cool. I've just never heard that word before. I have to have the Google lady say it. Type it in, she'll say it. Say this word, which is very helpful. She's very helpful. So let's see. I need some hemp seeds, so next year I can grow some for oil. Yeah, are you? Is it legal in Tennessee for you to do that? Because that would be really cool. And you also have to be careful about cross-contamination, but I think where you are, there's like no, okay, you think so. I don't think there's any danger of that, because if you have someone who's like growing some, I think marijuana, and they can, anyway. But that would be awesome, yeah. I find it very helpful for like muscles, very topical, for me personally. So, but I think it's a really cool plant. It's legal there too. Oh, awesome, Pansy, that's great. Yeah, here too, to grow. I don't know all the rules, so I think there's a bunch. On my channel, I have. My friend Ellen and I went to visit Queen Hemp. And you can see an indoor growing operation, which is pretty amazing. So the plants are just pretty awesome. Not THC hemp. Oh, okay. Well, the CBD is. I found out the CBD is sort of bred for low THC and high CBD. So CBD, because you're talking about constituents, right? This is what reminded me of it. So yeah, so CBD and THC are both parts of the hemp plant or the marijuana plant. It's still the same. And so yeah, so it's just a different strain. So it's actually like, I guess it's selected of breeding for that. Yeah, so that's what you'd have for CBD. Oh, can I just say I'm loving her sweater? Oh, thanks. It's not quite sweater weather, but I'm always cold, so I don't have anything like with geometric patterns except this one. So yeah, I wear a lot of like girly stuff, and this is sort of more like masculine, which is fun. Yeah. So thanks. So yeah, these constituents, and feel free to look them up. We're not going to go over them here, but can type, can type them in if you want to do some extra research. But these are kind of like the terms floating out there. We all know what essential oils are. So I'm not quite 100% up on all of these myself, like what specifically they all do. I'll admit that. So, but yeah, I'm going to dive deep into plant chemistry. Pat says, where does your husband hang out when you do videos? He's actually asleep. So, in the bedroom, asleep. This is kind of his bedtime. So, yeah, he's asleep. And I don't know where the cats are. I think they're still in the kitchen doing who knows what. I think they're still expecting some food for some reason. So, oh, your head, Heather. Oh, right, yeah. Don't write them down with your pencil. No, you can look at them later. Ooh, you're baking brownies at 10:17 at night. Oh my gosh, it's the perfect time for brownies. I agree. Your husband just went to work, Pansy? Well, now you have the house all to yourself. We don't have to worry about waking him up, do we? So, yeah, my cats are in the kitchen. We don't have like a door to the kitchen. So, yeah. When we move one day, it's going to be nice maybe to have a door to the kitchen and a bigger kitchen. So they rule the house basically. Yes, Heather, you do need a giant piece of notepaper. Tangerine, you need to find a giant piece of notepaper for Heather so she can write with her big pencil, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, so any of these constituents used in a large enough single dose or accumulated in the body tissues over a period of time can cause acute and long-term trauma, dysfunction. Large enough doses of most of them can kill. Any plant strong enough to heal is strong enough to kill, says the scientific tradition. And if we agree that the active part looked at in isolation is the equivalent of the whole, then that's a true statement. Big ideas too. Wait, your cats are baking brownies in your kitchen? I hope. Well, they must be doing it very quietly. Because or Heather, are your cats baking brownies in your kitchen? Right, Karen, big ideas too. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, we're all silly right now. Talented cats, please teach mine. Definitely. Well, Heather's got the most talented cats. Everybody knows that. So I think I'm kind of doubting my cats are up to that, but they would definitely eat brownies if they could. But I think chocolate's not really good for them. Yeah, plants are valued for their active constituents in the scientific tradition. Plants are equated to their alkaloids or essential oils, their active ingredients, inert materials, and passive constituents, which the wise woman regards as carriers of subtle and specific nourishment. So the wise woman tradition, this is the difference. One of the differences their tradition is the theory of whole plant medicine. So all of it is good. And the scientific tradition is, well, this other stuff is not active, or what we think is not important, so we don't mess with it. They are largely ignored and regarded as unworthy of scientific scrutiny. And in fact, the energies available from these passive parts is not measurable, especially by machines, as research on psychic states at Duke University revealed many decades ago. And she doesn't, okay, I don't know what quite she means by that, but I guess there was a study which she does not cite, but maybe it looks like there was some research. Mechanically associated studies of plant energies or plant intelligence are generally regarded as unscientific or pseudoscience. Okay, so that's why. That's why. Johnny Dragon's new. Okay. Current scientific tradition research with plants focuses on extracting, duplicating, and testing on laboratory animals the amazing array of alkaloids and active ingredients found in plants. While this has yielded some remarkable drugs and interesting insight into the active energies of plants, such research has cast what I consider unwarranted suspicion on the crude plants themselves, imputing ability to inputting ability to inflict severe damage. Comfrey is now suspected of causing precancerous liver changes in humans. Some articles have claimed liver cancer since research done on. Okay, is everybody familiar with this the comfrey controversy? That's what she's talking about. They did some research and it was not enough research, and I think it was on rats, and they I think it was like, you know, it was not enough, and it was kind of like skewed of comfrey, because you would never take this much comfrey, and they found, which is said, say, like precancerous liver changes. So like you'll hear people say, oh, you don't take comfrey internally, or you'd rather know, but I don't ingest comfrey. Yeah, and then I don't, you know, it's just a, but you can. I mean, so that's sort of like a controversy because the research seems to be like unfinished. And I don't know if anyone else has taken up that study and maybe tried to clear Comfrey's name, but it got like kind of a bad rap. And as a result, the constituent has been hybridized out of most comfrey. Oh, I didn't know that. So we actually don't know maybe what it, do we know what it does? Because it would be unfortunate if we sort of bred it out of comfrey and it actually did, like, it was an important ingredient in the plant, its actions. Oh. You're saying that it's camphor? You need to purchase the wait. Did you purchase either F1? What's the F1? Okay. This is, Karen, are you saying that the constituent they bred out of comfrey was camphor? It's not the Russian comfrey. Oh, okay, Heather. So there's a different kind of comfrey. I wasn't from, okay, a lot of things I'm like, oh, I didn't know that today. It's, by the way, the only plant I can grow on my funny little porch out here is comfrey. And it just can grow. and everything else is just like, even the mint. The mint's like, meh. I think the soil has some bugs or something in it that keeps eating the mint or whatever I put in there. But comfrey's just like, hello, I'm still here. So, um, comfrey can grow anywhere. Yeah, I've noticed. And I know that if you just like plant a little bit of the root, it'll grow from that. Someone I knew ran a lawnmower over like a comfrey patch, and then there was comfrey everywhere. Because I don't know if they didn't know there was comfrey, and they just sort of ran this lawnmower over it, and so all the little pieces of root went everywhere. It's also, let's see, the Russian is more popular for permaculture and nitrogen fixing abilities. I did not know that, Heather. I'll have to look that up. Thank you. It's also used to chop and drop in gardens for nitrogen. Okay. It's a great plant. I mean, I just sort of grow it, and I actually don't use it. I don't grow enough to do like an oil or anything, but at some point I will. I'll probably use the ones at my friend's garden, so because she has more. So finish this. It's an alkaloid present in comfrey, but not extracted from it for this particular study. Showed hepatic liver cell changes in laboratory animals, and by itself in massive doses. So it has like really big doses. It says I healed a broken hand with the salve and avoided surgery. Yeah, it's really great for sprains and breaks, because as you guys may or may not know, it's also called knit bone because it's really good for that. So that's awesome. Yeah, anytime you can avoid surgery. Broken hand. That's painful. But yeah, that's awesome. And then there's another plant. So this is how like these studies, when you extract what you think is the active constituent of the plant. And I think when you don't do that and you use the plant like in a more synergetic whole plant medicine, you don't have these side effects. But the scientific tradition, this is how it works. So this is how they study the plants instead of the other way. Yeah, even for bruising, it shortens healing time. Yeah. So sassafras is another one. Similarly, sassafras root cannot be sold legally for human consumption on the suspicion that internal use will cause precancerous changes. Scientific tradition researchers did not use sassafras root in their study, nor did they test it internally. They used extracted and this highly concentrated saffronol, which is the active ingredient, is one of the active ingredients, the essential oil found in sassafras root, and injected it under the skin of laboratory animals. This caused carcinogenic changes. There is no question that pure alkaloids and essential oils, sometimes in one small dose, sometimes in cumulative doses, can cause cancer and precancerous changes, severe injury, and even kill. However, the scientific tradition claims that the crude plant itself is harmful. Not just the oil or alkaloid is questionable. In fact, folklore and much rich personal anecdotal material have convinced me that both sassafras and comfrey are equally helpful nourishers of health, wholeness, and holiness when capillary changes, cancers, and tumors are present in a person. So she's saying that not only are they don't cause cancer, they help with cancer, because they're not taking out that essential oil. And everyone knows that if you eat, like, you're really not supposed to ingest essential oils. So, people do, in very small doses. They cook with them, but it's like, why would you use lemon essential oil when you could just use lemon, right? I feel like cooking is not their intended purpose. that's why I object to it. Also, they're very strong, and you can, do too much really, really easily. So, but I lost what I was thinking about. But yeah, so, but just a little bit, as a medicinal. Phosphorus is an ingredient in meth. Who knew? Oh, did I say that? Sassafras is a good spring tonic. Yeah, and it's tasty too. I made a tincture from it. It was super tasty. And then I was like, oh wait. And then I read about all this stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe it's bad for me. But yeah, it was really tasty, and I think it's one of the roots that they used to make, root beer with. So it's really nice. Oh, you said that. Oh, okay. So, I didn't know that it was the ingredient for meth. Well, that's interesting. A little herbal medicine in there. Yeah, guys, say no to drugs. Don't take meth. This is really bad for you. Yeah, I had a friend who had an issue with that, and he had a lot of issues. So, but I think you don't like root beer. Oh, okay. Well, some people don't. I know people who don't like chocolate. No, don't use meth, please, Heather. I think we're gonna save this last section because it's a full page. Or should I just read it? It's page 70, 71, and then we'll go on to the plant. Because then we're done with the scientific tradition. I've got the references up already in the book club. Read it, Heather? Okay. Me too. Root beer is life. I take enough prescriptions. I don't need. Right, Pansy? You don't need meth. No one needs it. Oh yeah, I'm also in the I like root beer camp. Okay, so I'll read it. Which means next week we will have like this comparison discussion. Which, and then there's actually more reading. Haha! So, okay. Doctors and scientists and the scientific tradition. The scientific tradition includes scientists and follows scientific ways, but is neither restricted to nor fully representative of all scientists and all of science. The scientific tradition is generally agrees with Isaac Newton, 1642 to 1727, that the universe is a machine operating according to identifiable rules or laws, even if we don't yet know them. There is little evidence that Newton's ideas were specifically applied to health until the beginning of the 20th century. Now, weed is a different subject. It is a different subject. It is. Definitely, I agree. Maybe one day we'll have that discussion. And everything else. So, yeah, I definitely believe that plant should be legal, and I do believe it has really good medicinal qualities. All jokes and recreational uses aside, I think it's a good medicine. The scientific tradition of healing was not in evidence in North America until 1910. According to biologist Joshua Lederberg, Lewis Thomas, MD, said it wasn't until 1937 that the profoundly arrogant practice of medicine began to change into a technology based on rigorous science. Other writers argue that medicine is still not fully scientific, though bedside manner has become but a memory as the 20th century closes. So it is true that at some point in the United States, most of the medicine that was practiced was herbal medicine. And at some point, we shifted away and into this scientific tradition and into more like, technology-based stuff. We should, since the author of this book, his name is Weed. Well, that is true. That is true. But she doesn't have a section on it, so okay, so the herbal medicine is still the world's medicine for 70% of the world. Yeah. Yeah, and we forget that because we live in this country where it's kind of, we're less so. Which, like, I don't think it would be if it didn't have like a lot of value. Like if it wasn't useful to us, we wouldn't use it. And we wouldn't, we would have shifted, we would have done something else. Like that's a lot of percentage of the world that uses herbal medicine as like, I think their primary medicine system. So it says, I feel it has the most value. I agree. I definitely agree. I think that the scientific tradition is valuable when you need to look inside and do some diagnostics, because as I said before, you don't want your acupuncturist operating on you. That's not really great. Sometimes you have to have things removed and stuff like that. So there's no better way to do it. Here it says treats the person and not the, yes, exactly. Treats the person and not the illness, because we're not the illness, we are a person. Takes your health into your hands. It does. So I agree with all that. It allows you, it gives you the agency. And like I said, you're not just going to the expert. You're sort of becoming empowered to take control of your health, which is, I think, really important for people. And especially if you have like an illness that makes you feel not powerful, and not in control. And it's nice to know that there's something that I can do that will maybe be helpful, so that says it's harder for corporations to make money from herbs. It is, definitely. But there's a lot of money, right? So it is in a specific way, but I know a lot of companies are making a lot of money from herbs because I work in the supplement department. So, and it's, let's see. Because as many corporations are making money from herbs and selling old adulterated products with profit focus. It's safer to grow your own herbs if you're able. This is $11 for a vanilla bean. It's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. I paid like $2 for one bean. But that is a lot of money. Yeah, so you need to trust, as in with all this herbs and supplements, you need to make sure that you've vetted if you're not growing your own plants, that you've vetted your herbal company. We have an herbal company here that's very good. It's called Gaia Herbs. They're a national brand, and they have a farm not far from us, and they're a very good brand. So I would definitely say yes, you can take their herbals. But and it's hard to know. That's like, I think a big question that a lot of my customers have is like, is this a good brand? And sometimes that's hard to answer because either I just don't know, or like it's hard to track down, you know, what all of their processes are. So so that's a whole nother wrinkle in this like health thing. And then if yeah, it's a little side wrinkle. A few marketing terms like yes, sustainable, wildcrafted. Yes, so definitely, and sometimes they'll put like just like marketing on the bottle, and I'm like, just ignore the marketing, just pretend it says turmeric. Say all these things say turmeric, and they're basically like very similar. You know, so I mean, there's a few things to consider, like, do I want to take a capsule? Do I want to take a tincture? Do I want to take a powder? And then do I want things like black pepper in it? So there's a few, you know, do I want curcumin, which is the active constituent of turmeric, or do I want whole roots? So, and yes, and then the company. And yeah. And then, yes, you throw in the marketing, and it's really difficult to wade through all that stuff, you know. So it's not just like picking the herbal that you want to take and just, you know, finding that out and saying, doing the research on that, but it's also like doing the research on who's making this stuff, and what all the terms mean. So yeah. Well, we wish we had just the granny woman down the road that we can go to and ask, hey, I want to take an herbal, or help me with this health issue, and she would know, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the source. So, but whew. Crystallized ginger break. Whew. I do wish it didn't have so much sugar on it. Also important to know what the therapeutic dose is if you're using a herb in this way. Yes, exactly, Karen. I agree. Oh yeah, spicy. Spicy. Good for the digestion. It's a little woody though. It's a little woody, but it's okay. And then this is Tulsi. So I'm drinking some Tulsi tea today, because I like to drink it after work. You know, since I get off late, and it's kind of nice, calming. I find it very calming and comforting. Oh yeah, Yummy Adoption, yeah, definitely. It's one of my favorites, and I found out about it just a couple years ago, and everyone was like, Tulsi, Tulsi, Tulsi. I'm like, I've never heard of it. It's also called Holy Basil. I was like, I've never heard of it, and yeah, it makes me a little sleepy. Which sometimes at night I can't tell whether I'm just sleepy or just sleepy from the Tulsi, but it helps calm my brain down a lot. And I know it's one of the only adaptogens that you use the aerial parts, and most of the other ones you use the root of the plant. So, and then everyone, oh, Karen, it's also easy to grow. Well, that's good. That makes it even better. I've never grown it. I've never really worked with it, but I do drink it as a tea a lot. So, and yeah, it's one of my favorite tea herbs. That, and I do a turmeric, just a turmeric tea. I mean, I also do turmeric tincture, but like I like to do the tea. And it has some other like cinnamon and some other spices in with the turmeric, which is nice. Can you tell I have digestive issues? So Oh, right. So this is a kind of a very brief history of, very brief history of like the history of herbalism, which is something like I really want to read more about. I've only heard like a very kind of abridged version of it. So it's definitely on my list of how did we get here? Books to read. Scientific tradition, thought patterns, and reliance on machines for diagnosis and treatment is not limited to MDs and the established medical professions. Alternative healthcare practitioners can heal and fix in the scientific tradition too. And that's true. Specific scientific tradition chiropractors tend towards x-rays, hair analysis, and concentrated drug-like supplements. Scientific tradition midwives insist on the value of synthetic vitamin and mineral supplements, sonograms, and blood work in pregnancy. Which some of those things I don't think is bad. Like, I feel like blood work is great. You know, you can, I don't know about synthetic vitamins and mineral supplements, but I mean, so scientific tradition acupuncturists use electrical machines to stimulate points rather than use fine hair needles inserted into the point. And I've definitely never ran into that in my life. So I just go to the acupuncturist, use the needle in the old-fashioned way. Even psychic skills can be learned and practiced in the scientific tradition. Laboratory dream studies, biofeedback, and psychoactive drugs given by psychologists. Oh my gosh, it's late. Not psychologists are examples. So my friend is interested in something called microdosing. And I mean, this was written a little while ago, and I don't know if they were doing that back then, but you sort of basically use a one of these plants, the psychedelic plants, and you do, or mushrooms, you do very small doses. So you're not going to get like, you're doing mushrooms, you're not going to get high, you're not going to get any of that stuff, but it's going to help. It's for mental health. So that's very interesting. I think it's a recent kind of field that's sprung up, and it's called microdosing. So yeah, Rennie's very interested in mental health, herbs and plants and stuff like that. So she's been sort of looking into that. Karen says it has to be measured in a lab. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was that specific, but that does make sense. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. And it seems like, and actually, she told me that they were doing research at one of the colleges in the state on the microdosing. Each mushroom has varied amounts of medicine. Okay, well, that also makes sense. And that makes it really tricky if there's not the same, you know, some way to, I feel like in that case, like you want to standardize it. So there's some argument for standardization, I think. Like some of these things that we're talking about, I feel like there's always like a time and a place for them. And, you know, and so you could take them either way. Like in this specific case, you know. Okay. Nor does the use of machines or drugs or surgery necessarily imply the scientific tradition. So this is the other way. Chemotherapy and radiation are the allies of Bernie Siegel, MD, who uses them in conjunction with non-scientific wise women ways to help individuals with cancer to health, wholeness, holiness. His written and recorded statements clearly indicate his understanding and use of wise women traditional healing and this is no way conflicts with his choice of healing techniques and substances. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I do have doctors, you know, send their patients into my store, and I think that's really awesome. So new science and quantum physics are explained by Einstein. It's a science that speaks to us of wise human ways, immeasurable time and immeasurable space, and constant change. The energies of chaos, the inability to separate observer from observed, the brutality of trying to find fixity and predictability, and the great joy and freedom that arise from these recognitions. So that is the end of the scientific tradition. But I guess you could, with the microdosing, you could try to, you could, you know, I'm sure it's not going to be an exact, but you could get it where, you know, it's around the same amount of, you know, active mushroom constituent. Woohoo! That's what Heather says. Woohoo! We did it! We did it! It only took us months. Oh my gosh. So yes, everyone. So we're going to start this thing, Spirals of Transformation, next time, and I'll put all these nice, awesome graphics up on the page, Facebook group. We're going to talk, do a little comparing. I mean, we've been comparing the traditions throughout, but like, I think this is where we're going to be really comparing and like maybe talking about what we like from each and what we don't like and all this stuff. This is the Wise Woman Medicine Wheel. You can see it, but I'll put it up so you can have. And then just a little bit about Green Allies. So I'll read that bit. And okay, so we are up to the part where we're going to pick a plant to study. Oh, thank you for the link to the Facebook group, Heather, and everything else. So, guys, we have our friend burdock. Wait, and there's two of the plants. Let's see. Our friend burdock. C52. Our friend burdock. This is from the Illustrated Herbary. One of my favorites. Very pretty picture. Our friend burdock. Our friend oats, milky oats. She also has oats in here too. Or seaweed. So guys, 12. Thank you. Yeah, oats. And this is a, she's got cards. It's sort of like an oracle card system, but she's like an herbalist. And she lives in my town, and I have a really great store called the Herbary. And also seaweed, which is not in this book. Ha! But that's okay. So, anybody? Do we have a vote for one of those? A couple votes. Burdock, oats, or seaweeds? Oats. One for oats. Have to find it. Oats. Ooh, 2 for oats. Oh boy. You know, I could actually just look at the glossary. chickweed. Oh, here, do they like them both? Well, we're gonna do all of them, but this is the next one. Nettle. Oh my gosh, where are you? All right. I guess that's oats. The oats have it. All right. So this is Alvina sativa. So I can just change it. It says, I'm just listening off and on whilst burning wood, lol. Oh, that's fine, Tangerine. I'm glad to have you still. I'm glad you're still here. All right, so this is oats, everyone. And here's a better picture. This is a little picture, which I'll put up. So if everyone wants to color it, yay! Happy to be here. Oh, with all your lovely people, I'm happy. I am too. Yay! Yes, Avena sativa. Avena. Also called milky oats. So that's our Latin. I like the little horses and everything. So this is something that you have to tincture fresh, I believe, or else it just doesn't have the same actions. So yes, milky oats are the tops. Oh, okay. Okay, so if you want to do the milky oats, you would use the tops, but I think you can also use, I've never really made medicine with oats, so but she does have, we're going to find out about that. So she does divide it into, well, all right, well, she's got oat straw properties. Okay, so you'd either use the tops, which is the grain, or or the top, or you would use also the straw, which is the stalk. But we can get more into that and everything else. So this is page 193. For everyone who has the book and wants to follow along, this is, my friend grows these and really found it really difficult to harvest in the exactly the right time. Yeah, I remember it was in herb school and they're like, the milky oats are ready. We gotta go get them, to do the tincture like now. And of course, like gotta go. Have a great night, hon. Oh, all right. Bye, Tangerine. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're probably going to go about 30 more minutes, and then I got to do more stuff before bed. So, but have a good night. So yeah, I remember that. And, a lot of plants, you don't have to, there's more time to get them. They don't have a very specific time. So, so this is Oat Straw Speaks. And this is where she anthropomorphizes the herb, which is really nice because it sort of gets you, without having the herb in front of you, it sort of gets you sort of an idea of the herb and how, maybe the character of the herb. This is a bigger window for harvesting. Yeah. And maybe that's why I've never harvested them or worked with them. So it's not French, I hope. I don't think so. Heather, I think the dandelion was the only one with a French accent. That was really difficult. So, Oat Straw Speaks. And I've also never taken them. But yeah, they're supposed to be an excellent nervine. And I do have a lot of information on them. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a fantastic zine from a local herbalist. It's called Under Pressure, Herbs for Resilience. And then so Milky Oats is actually one of them. And I'm probably going to read some information from this book. It's pretty great. And you can get it. I think you have to like literally, no. Gosh. It's by Janet Kent and Roger Pete. They have a school. Let's see if this one has. So this is Herbs for Mental Health. How much is a little zine? This one was $11.99, and this one is $7.99. And I got them at my local health food store because they're local. But so Medicine County Herbs is their business. She also has a school, and they're on Instagram. I think they also have a website. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so if you're interested in information and getting these, and I need to do like a video on them because they're great. I'll type it. I don't know. You can see it, but it might be upside down. I'll type it in. Just there's so many. Okay, so it's Medicine County Herbs, which is herbs, and then it is this is their website, of course. If I spelled everything right, and then it is so that's their Gmail. And this was written in 2014. This one was, but I think there's definitely more. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you for the link. So you can check out their website, and it should have information on these guys. But I'll definitely I like to pull in other books if we have the time, like the herbiary I've read from Nettles and stuff like that. So just I think that's fun when we're going through our herbs. Okay, so we're gonna read Oat Straw Speaks. Feeling your oats today. Whoa. Now do mind your manners. Don't stop. Just be discreet. I do love the way you stroke my blades and touch my kernels. My grain's milky ripeness is pleasing, is it not? Come and move with me. Let your heart ripple with me. Let your imagination soar with me a while the wind lifts my long green leaves like feathers flying. My name is Oats. I am priestess of cereals. Great mother of grain. Yes, yes. Do touch me there. Ooh, sexy oats. Okay. I am the archetype of fertility. I am the image of optimal nourishment. I am corn mother. I am the mother of many, many beasts. Welcome, warm womb I am. Seed filled with life I am. Born of heavens and earth I am. I who nurture all. Yes, do suck there. Oh my. My name is Oats. I think that is the takeaway. Those with 4 legs graze my green grass. The creepy, crawly ones find shelter and substance among my hollow stalks. Oh, that does feel so pleasant. Do continue. The feathered flying ones and you, the ones with hands, relish my seed. My seed, my sweet grain, the milk of the earth's breast, is your first food after your own mother's milk. You look so beautiful there in the dapple of my shade. Come, be more bold upon me. Invite me. Grasp me and harvest my sweet short life to feed your own. Drink deeply of me. Take me into you. Open yourself to me. Do not hesitate. The fullness and richness of life is yours. Susan, oh my oh, I know, right? I don't know. Sometimes she's a bit wacky, isn't she? I know you see me as a simple woman, a country woman, with little wisdom, a woman easily taken. Yes, do lie down here with me. The ignorance is fortunately recent. In ages past, I was known as goddess. Further back, I was honored with art, dance, poetry, and love. Yes, yes, love. Do come lie down with me here in the hay. It says, I'm too sexy for these oats. I'm too sexy. And too bad Tangerine missed this part. She would love this. Karen says, you can hear secrets on the wind in the field of oats. That's cool. I wish I had been able to go to get the oats with herbs when I was at herb school. I wasn't able to, so that would have been really cool to go. And maybe I'll get a chance to be in a field of oats one day. Yeah, wonderful, Karen. Sounds dreamy. It does, Heather. I agree. It's a really nice thought. Just the sound of it, in the wind and just being out in the field. I am the mother's gifts of nourishment. I am the mother gift of love. Love, love. I am love in form. Love from your mother, my great granny Gaia. I bring contentment. I bring rich, full nourishment for health, for spirit, hearth, community, earth, wherever I am grown, with honor, joy, and love. It's pretty late. You probably just maybe read one more page and we'll call it, because it's I think it's getting pretty late for everyone, for me. But it is true that I am young and that my roots are shallow compared to yonder oak. I am less note than the passing butterfly, but I carry conscious the memory of all my sisters of the sacred cycle. And so I know more than my youth suggests. Yes, I am wise and sweet, fair, far wiser yet, and richer sweet than you may guess. We grasses have seen, year after year, the great play of life here on the sweet green earth. We grasses who are the great green heart of the Mother Earth. I am life. Learn how to nourish yourself with me, and you will find yourself sturdy, vital, sensitive, strong, at one with the Mother of all. I have grown here under stars, moon, and sun, and I have concentrated the light of heaven into myself. I have ingested, no, sorry. Yeah, investigated. I've investigated the earth for minerals. Yeah, I have found stability in storms and the mother's love. I have consecrated the power and
concentrated the power and subtlety of many transformations into my being. Now you eat me. All this comes to you through me. You are gifted by the goddess, whose priestess I am. Fertility priestess. Your book says temple whore. Yes, do rub a little harder there. Come closer. Watch the graceful curve of my neck. Flare your nostrils and catch my enticing, soft, secure scent. Breathe deeply. Breathe evenly. Be aware of your breath.
Who knew oats would be so sexy? Heather says, I don't eat enough oats. I don't think I do either. I love their scent though. It's nice and sweet. I used to eat a lot of oats. A lot of oatmeal.
Oh my.
It's herbalism after dark. It says, and bathe in them. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great, yes. Yes. Susun Weed presents Herbalism After Dark. With this next paragraph. You didn't know it would be so racy, did you? Remember the, breathe deep, breathe evenly. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of the stallion. Remember the stallion covering the mare. Remember the gleam of his dappled coat. Here in the dappled shade, as you breathe deeply and fully, and remember, yes, remember the stallion covering the mare, the fierce brightness of his eyes, the lightning energy of his moving muscles. Remember the stallion gazing here. Eat me, becoming full with me. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Herbalism after dark, you're killing me. Pansy, getting colder time to eat our warm oats for breakfast. Oh, definitely. That would be really nice. Yeah. It says, I'm never going to fall asleep now. No, you're not. That's okay. I'll be up with you. Well, hopefully you can fall asleep. Maybe drink some tea. Stop, Oh man. Okay. I am the gleam in his fierce eye, keeping keen. I am the gleam of his muscles, lightning energy. Remember me, remember. I remember. She made me promise not to tell, but that was so long ago, thousands of years ago when it was the hot gossip. She swore me to secret then, but that was so long ago. Who cares now? Who even remembers? Who wonders what really went on between Poseidon and my mother Demeter? You want to know, yes? Let me brush your cheek there. I will tell you. Though Demeter didn't tell me. They are close, very close for mother and daughter. But she would have us all believe the official stories, me included. Oh my gosh. Hi, Art and Tarot by D. Welcome to Herbs After Dark. We're reading about oats. And we are, yes, Heather, it's Herbs After Dark with Susun Weed. I'm renaming the book club. And she does this nice, when we first start reading about an herb, she does this really nice anthropomorphized section. And it got a little racy with our friend Oats. So a little racy and hinty and yeah, so it was fun. It's been a fun bit. So that's where we're at. It's page 195 if you have the book. Dirty. So dirty, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised, but this book is all kinds of spicy, you know. It's got a lot of stuff in it. So no, Mother never discussed with me her relationship with my father. That is over and done with. She would tell me when I asked, but my great granny Gaia was kind of sweet on my dad. If you ask me, yes, do turn this way. Anyway, Gaia made sure I got the real story. Well, the real story according to her. It wasn't just a matter of Poseidon lusting after my mother. Gaia told me. Gaia said Demeter was just an avid for him, just as avid for him as he was for her. But she wouldn't let on. I mean, even though she's a fertility goddess, she's talking about Demeter and Poseidon here, and all, my mother is really stern and severe. She always leaves the erotic, sensual parts for Aphrodite. No, it wouldn't do at all. My mother must have thought to consort with her own brother Poseidon. Not at all, nor especially to let on to anyone except Granny Gaia how she lusted after his salty tang. Oh my gosh, we've got incense. Oh, it keeps taking away my thumbs up. Oh no! That sucks. Well, you can always do it when the replay loads up. So if anyone's trying to do a thumbs up, you might have to do it later. Sometimes the internet gets wonky, or you can maybe if you reload, the page, it might let you do it. I just keep liking it. No, maybe you could just like it a bunch of times and it'll just all count. So like 100 likes. That would be cool. Or you could thumbs down it and YouTube counts it as a similar. No, don't thumbs down it, but you can counts as a similar as just as like a like. A thumbs up is just like a thumbs down, which is weird. So it's like an interaction. Yeah. So just I guess try later. So hoping to forget her eagerness for Poseidon's treasure, so much entendre here. So all those trolls that thumbs down us, jokes on them. It's true. That is totally true. Like, oh, you got it to go. Because I see 3 likes. Maybe that was someone else. Yeah. So even if you get it just like, it's still a good thing. Which is nice because I don't stress out about them. Nanny poo poo. That's right. Demeter threw herself into her work. Early one misty morning, under Granny Gaia's guidance, she shape-shifted. She shifted into a roan mare. As mare, Demeter lifted her head, breathed deeply, and quivered in ecstasy. Ecstatic communion with the vital essence of grass, earth, sun, and wind. And writing that bliss was the image of Poseidon, the repressed, denied longing to merge with her brother. Oh my gosh, this part. Sorry, guys. I mean, or if, maybe this is up your alley. I think this is like the raciest story of this story I've ever heard. Let's see. The repressed, desired longing to merge with her brother came to her full force on the morning's breeze. Her primal heat awoke and spread. Her skin felt boundless and deep. Her eyes closed as sparks flared through her nerves.
And in that instant, Poseidon appeared. Poseidon appeared as a dapple stallion. Oh my. Dapple stallion, he knew that. I'm going to have to put a disclaimer on this episode. Yeah. Herbs after dark. Man. Gonna tell Tangerine she missed it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh boy. I'm like, okay. All right, guys. Buckle up for some herbal softcore here. I mean, it's really like Greek myth softcore. So, Dapple Stallion, he knew the way was clear for him now. As mayor, Demeter would receive him. She could not, as mayor, deny her ardent wish to enfold him, to pull him into her, to feel herself bursting full of him. This wish, this truth, she could deny in human form. As mayor, Demeter could not deny. She could only act the truth. Granny Gaia never really told me what happened then. I mean, not the details. Oh man, they're gonna leave us at a cliffhanger. I want to know what happened. Okay, I guess we could figure it out. I know, right? But by the time I was born, he was back at sea, and nobody was the wiser. So far as Demeter was conceived, I loved the seaweed he would send from time to time, but no one would talk about my father. Really, it's a secret. But to get on with the story, I was born, and so was my dumb brother, Arwen. So she's saying that oats are the child of this meeting between Poseidon and Demeter. Because your father's hey Haxton, oh my gosh, welcome. Hi. Welcome to Herbs After Dark. Oh my. I saw you got a new laptop, so was that why you haven't been online? But congrats on getting a new laptop. That's awesome. We are reading Susun Weed's book, Healing Wise, and we are talking about oats. And she does a little anthropomorphized section in the beginning. Sort of gets you to know the plant a little better, like get the sense of the plant. So she's sort of telling a little story about Demeter and Poseidon, and apparently oats are their child. So I've been using my phone, but now I have a laptop, so I can finally do YouTube again. That's awesome. I'm glad, Hexen. So, you know, it's hard to use your phone to go live or anything. So yeah, I can only go live with my desktop. Or do like recorded videos, you know. So but one day I'll get to do lives in outside in the field and everything. So it'll be fun. So we'll continue with the story. So apparently Oats had a brother. And she says, well, he isn't really dumb. In fact, he's very gifted. I mean, he can actually speak, and that's really something for a horse. Didn't you know? A talking horse. A talking horse for a brother. Yes, we are both embarrassments to Demeter, I'm afraid. You can hardly hide the results of your lust, even if you are intent on making everyone believe you're demure. So she kind of had a thing with her. She and her brother did it in horse form, and she's apparently a little embarrassed. This is a very wacky section, everyone. So, and I don't know too much about the myth behind, Demeter and Poseidon, so maybe they did actually do it. Not that anyone on Olympus ever cares if your lover is your brother or your mother or whatever. But we did have a way of reminding her of a secret she would rather forget. Aaron's horse shape spoke to her every day of her inability to deny her desire, her primal heat, and you can bet she resented him for that. And maybe his gift of speech made it even worse for her. As for me, well, you know me now. I take after mother, and great-grandmother too. I'm tall and slim, graceful and hauntingly beautiful. I'm blonde and breezy and ready for you. Demeter tried to hide me, and great-granny Gaia said I shouldn't tell my name to mortals. But I don't think anything would happen if I tell you my story and tell you my name. I am Avina, daughter of earth and ocean pulsing together. I am Avina, nourished by mare's milk, brought up as human. Avina, Avina, with you, will you whisper it with me? Avina, Avina, like silk skirts whispering in a breeze. Avina, Avina, that's me. So that's the, wait, what? I missed something. Horses don't eat oats. Oh my gosh, they ate their baby? Wait, they ate their baby. Well, I think that they didn't really eat their baby. In this case. I mean, if it's possible for two horses to have a baby that's a plant, I mean, it's a bit. Oh, my Avina, kiss me. I love you. Heather, you're really getting into it, aren't you? Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's Oatsjaw Speaks. And we're going to cool everyone down with some nice boring facts about oats. So since we have some new people, the first part of the book is sectioned off into 3 healing traditions. And so usually like half of the time we're spent talking about one of those traditions. And we just finished the scientific tradition. And then half the time we're talking about like, she's got detailed descriptions and information about like, I think there's like 5 or 6, more than that, common herbs and plants that you can find. And then she also has a section on like recipes and herbal medicine, how to dry stuff and make stuff and all that stuff. So that's what basically we are doing. So right now we're talking about oats. So mares do oats. Mares do eat oats. Yeah, I thought horses eat oats. Heather says, hey, it makes me frisky. I see this, Heather. I see it. We're going to calm everyone down now after that lusty story and odd dip into Greek mythology, which I don't know too much about, and into some oat facts. So this is the Latin name, everyone. which we already know. But really, it's a nice way for this plant to stick in your head, though. You'll remember that story. And it literally means oats, avena, and sativa means cultivated. So oats that are cultivated. And there's some English. So she's got, of course, the French and the Russian and the Welsh and the German common names, so I'm not going to go into any of that because I can't pronounce any of that. We're going to do some English common names: oats, groats, wild oats, naked oats, tartan oats, Bristol pointed oats. So those are some common names, as opposed to showing your wild oats. Yes, Heather. Arts by D. Yep. Next time I use oats, I will think of incest. Mellow. I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really don't remember if that, I don't remember. I'd have to look up the story. So, yes. So I guess in that case, oats have sort of always been kind of sexy. I'm seriously laughing so much. Well, I'm so glad, Dee. I'm so glad. I won this. Yeah, I'm so glad. It is funny. So food uses: rolled oats, steel cut oats, whole oats are available as people food, animal feed. Production worldwide for 1988 was 55 million metric tons. So people eat a lot of oats. Everyone's probably had oatmeal. Medical uses still recommended by MDs for acute itchy dermatitis like chickenpox. So soil uses helps prevent erosion, especially on marginal soils, which are arthritic and depleted. Animal uses: oat, hay, and oats are important foodstuffs, widely used for horses. Habitat is cultivated land, banksides, grain fields. Natural range is Mediterranean and the Far East. Current range, cultivated and growing as a weed in all the Great Plains of the world, especially China, Europe, North America, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, and South Africa. And toxicities: unhazardous internally and externally. Wind-blown pollinators. Pollen is an allergen. Best identified: hanging, swaying seed heads with large milky grains. The sigh of the wind makes in her hair. That's what it says. So those are some just some short facts. This little picture's really cute here. Everything. So okay, so she also does this thing called a weed walk, where she takes us out into, like, we're going on a weed walk to meet this plant, which is really great. Probably not so racy, unfortunately, but it is 11:34, so that unfortunately I will have to stop. Super late, and I really, every time I try to go past, like, I think an hour and a half is really all as far as I can go. But oh, well, that was fun. Thanks, Art and Tara White Tea. Thanks, Dee. Yeah, I mean, I have 6 people, so like, I hate to say goodnight. I want to keep going and chat about herbs some more, but I can't. So but we will continue next week on page 198 with our oat straw weed walk, and we are also going to be talking about those circles of these guys, these spirals of transformation. So we're going to be like comparing all the different, the scientific tradition and the heroic tradition. I love that she's visualized it. So she's put a visual to everything. So it's nice. It's nice to hear the words, but also you can look at the visuals. And so that's gonna be next week. And it's probably gonna be at the same time. We're gonna do a 10 p.m. again. And it's sort of like going to be like a week-to-week thing depending on my work schedule. So, but hopefully I'll be able to give everyone advance notice. So yeah, it's been good. You know, tapioca pudding grain. It's just, and I'm almost done with my tea. So, thank you guys. Thank you for the thumbs up and everything. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for, yes, if you would like to join the Facebook group, Heather put up the link. And, you know, where I get posts all the information for this and, you know, when we're going to have it and some of the info. If you don't have the book, you don't need the book to join because I read everything, we discuss it, and everything. So, oh, and I was thinking of having a giveaway for the next book. So, like, yeah, whenever we pick it, I thought that would be cool. So somebody can win the book as well. So, but yes, I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been awesome. It's been unexpected and also, you know, also as well. Oh, hugs, Heather. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I will see you next week for after dark. So bye. Yes, thank you for joining us, Paxton. Yes, it's good to see you. I'm so glad you're back online. Karen, have a good night. Dee, Pansy. I think I'm not free. I think it's everybody. So, bye. Okay.